Andy Cruz versus Hironori Mishiro. IBF Eliminator at the lightweight division. The only reason why we know anything about Andy Cruz is because he beat Keyshawn Davis 5 times in the amateurs, culminating in a defeat in the gold medal match in the last Olympics. So he's the gold medal at the lightweight division from the last Olympics. He's turned pro, he's from Cuba. Usually these Cuban fighters very much excel at the amateur level but do not come to the pros and make a name for themselves because they have that pure boxer, pugilist, specialist, dodge raindrops type style. They don't want to get involved with a back and forth type fight. They don't knock anybody out. They take people 12 rounds. They're very, very economic with the output. Now, I've been watching Andy Cruz since he turned pro because I like Keyshawn Davis and I've wanted him and Keyshawn to fight in the pro ranks. So I see Eddie Hearn sign Andy Cruz and I've seen all his fights up until this point. And out of 6 fights, which this was his 6th fight, he's got 50% knockout ratio. So he's knocked out 3 guys out of 6, which isn't the worst. At the same time, it's the early stages, so these are the guys you're supposed to be knocking out. Really and truly, he should have a 100% knockout ratio, but that's another story in itself. In this fight, he fought a very much more experienced 17-1-1, meaning 17 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw fighter. He was also climbing up that IBF rankings. This was a title eliminator. He's beaten this guy, so now he's going on to fight for the vacant title. It's vacant because Lomachenko just retired. Hopefully it does happen, but at the same time, true the fact that Keyshawn Davis failed the drug test and has now moved up to 140, that storyline isn't really there anymore at the moment because Andy Cruz is not a big guy. He makes lightweight very, very easily and he will probably stay down there for a while. Eddie Hearn will probably try and get this man to be undisputed, taking on all the other champions if he wins this IBF title against Raymond Moratalia. So it's Raymond Moratalia who's got the belt at the moment, and Eddie Hearn is going to try and get this fight for Andy Cruz. Because Mark Magsayo, he is not a name per se. So maybe Andy Cruz can fight him for the right to fight Moratalia, or maybe Moratalia will have his first defense against Mark Magsayo and then fight Andy Cruz afterwards. And if he fights Andy Cruz and Andy Cruz wins that title, maybe, because we don't know, Raymond Moratalia versus Mark Magsayo, which is a fight I believe will be next, because if you look down the rankings, the only one available after Mark Magsayo is Sam Noakes, and Sam Noakes is about to fight Abdullah Mason for the WBO title, which Keyshawn Davis lost on the scales. So I believe it's going to be Mark Magsayo versus Raymond Moratalia for a defense of his title, and then Andy Cruz should be there in waiting. Maybe he will have another fight along the way, who knows, but he will definitely be there waiting for the winner of that fight, or maybe he can get that Raymond Moratalia fight straight away. Eddie Hearn has got a lot of powers of persuasion within boxing. We'll see how that works, but after that, then he's going to try, in my opinion, he's going to try and get him to unify at least with Shakur Stevenson or William Cepeda winner, because that would probably be the easiest fight for him to get a unification from. And with Gervonta Davis having the WBA, we don't know what Gervonta Davis is going to do. We just don't have a clue. He's going to have this rematch, and then he might go and fight Jake Paul. Who knows? I don't really care about Gervonta Davis. I would rather him just relinquish the belt and let other people go and fight for that belt. And then Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason, a fight I'm going to talk about at some point. That's another fight that will then get another champion at this lightweight division. So Andy Cruz has to do his bit and win his fights to get that IBF title, but he did do a good, masterful job on Hironori Mishiro. Clinical boxing to the point where it looked like it was going to be a pugilist specialist type fight. For the first maybe 2-3 rounds, it looked like it was going to be a bit of a, dodge raindrops type performance from Andy Cruz. But when he went back to the corner, I remember every time he went back to the corner, Bozy Ennis, who is his trainer, So he's training with Boots and other Philly fighters, maybe Stephen Fulton as well. So he's practicing and learning to have a more professional style in terms of holding his feet and delivering shots, maybe putting yourself in a bit more danger to then deliver your own dangerous shots, which he done well in this fight and stopped the much more professionally experienced fighter in Hironori Mishiro, who I'd never actually heard of before. I can't lie, I've never heard of him before. But he was 17-1-1 at the time, so that just shows that he's got more pro experience. But Andy Cruz shows that there's level to the boxing thing, there's levels to this, and he started to press the action after round 3 per se, and eventually TKO'd the young man in the 5th round. Cool. IBF Eliminator complete. Now it's time for you to go and get that title against Raymond Moratalia, or however the case may be. I will be looking to see what happens because I'm still interested in this guy's professional career going forward. He is not a young man. He's 29. He turned pro at 27. He's now 29. He's only had 6 fights. So this is something that really needs to hurry up. He needs to have at least 2 more fights this year, and hopefully he can get a title shot this year, because he is an accomplished amateur, so he can have these title shots early in his pro career. Plus the fact that he's an older man as well, he needs to really be having these title shots right now. So well done, Andy Cruz, and well done to both combatants for having a good fight, showing a good display, and making the card a lot more exciting. And I'll see you guys in the next video.